Hello, my friends. Yes, I'm back. Listen, we always have to come back to this one subject, and it's going to be a big subject on this channel because it is always the number one problem that we have in relationships, where women just do not understand what men value in women. It's unreal. And I think that if we stop talking about it, women just won't understand. We value things in women, and they keep telling us that we shouldn't value those things. So in this video, we're going to break it down and try to get it across to women that, listen, if you don't give us what we want, we will either leave the store or we will go to another store. And we have more choices than you do. And I don't understand why it's so difficult for women to understand this. But hey, let's try again. But guys, before we get into it, come on, hit the subscription button, turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified when I produce good and new content. And of course, get me over on askanolderman.com, book a session with me, support the show, have a discussion on any issues that you might have. All right. And of course, if you got a quick question, get me over on Instagram. All right. Let's proceed with today's video. Oh, man. So this one says, modern woman complains to man about how life is harder. Older woman his response left her speechless. All right, let's get into it.
Life is just not easy for the woman when she hits a certain age. We're talking about women who've kind of had this high life and then they've stopped getting offers because maybe now she's hit like 38, 40. And then it's almost like they've kind of gone into this dark hole now. It's so toxic, it's like horrible.
Well, here's the thing. Most men don't feel sorry for those women, and I'll tell you why. The reason men don't feel sorry for them is because the experience that she begins to go through when she's older is the experience 90% of men go through every single day. The guy who works at the post office, the guy who helped you pack your bag, the guy who delivered your Amazon parcel, the guy in your class, the guy that you worked with, most guys are invisible. It is only the high value guys that catches women's attention, the guy who's tall, attractive, and shaped successful. So when women who have had that taste of the high life, have been that desirable, gotten all the attention, everything, they then get to a point where now they're being treated how most guys are treated. Guys don't feel sorry for them. A lot of guys feel that if you wanted to have a partner, have a family, and settle down, you get to that point in life and you haven't done that, it's because you fucked up, because you definitely had an abundance of opportunity to do that. So it's very difficult for a lot of guys to have sympathy, because for a lot of guys it's like, this is how it's been for us since day one. And most of us don't even get to a point where we can attract a girl like you. You've been there, you've had the chance to get those guys, but because you decided to play around, maybe you didn't want it serious, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but you have to accept what comes with the path that you choose.
I heard no lies whatsoever. And this is what women don't understand. Feminism have taught them that they should value themselves. You know how insane that sounds? Value themselves and put themselves in the highest degree of value, the upper echelon of value, and then ignore every average guy, even though 75-80% of women are average women. And the reason that average is higher, it's not 50%, is because as women grow older, their value to men drops. So even though average should fall into the 50% of the women are in the middle, as those women get older, their value starts to drop into the average. Baby mother, her value drops. She drops into the average or below. Oh, she gains weight. Oh, her value drops. She might have been an 8. Now she's a 5. And as they get older and older and older, the value to men drops. Women don't get it. But they're so caught up in the whole feminist rhetoric. Girl, you're a 10. You're a 10. You're a 10. That should be a song. You're a 10. You're a 10. You're a 10. You're a 10. No one should tell you you're not a 10. There's another tidbit you didn't know about the older man. Yeah, man, I used to be huge in theater. back in my high school and, young college days. But the point is we got to understand that average is everywhere. But of course, they were told right through their 20s that you are a 10, and they believed it. But when the results didn't pan out as they got older, and less men are now finding them attractive, they're panicking. So now we get these women who are fatter, older, beaten out.
Y'all are all out of whack with how men think. This is why you can't get what you want from us, because you're valuing something up here that is a used vehicle with a lot of miles. Okay. Just because you hand washed it. You were 20-year-old hot. You had 20-year-old wound. You had 20-year-old body count. You had 20-year-old trauma. You had 20-year-old experience. That's what we value. That's all it comes down to for us.
But don't you feel like with those experiences, a person can add value to their lifetime?
Men value your youth, your fertility, your purity, femininity, submission, ability to cooperate, and fitness. And all of that is at your highest in your youth. The older you get, the older you get. No product gets more expensive with time and use. Have you ever been to the pawn shop?
Yes.
All right. You ever take something you really value to the pawn shop? And did that hurt your feelings when they told you how much it was worth?
Yes. I was like, what? Yes.
That's you. We the pawn shop. That's you. We the pawn shop.
You heard that laugh? You know reality was stinging her ass. Nothing gets more expensive with time and usage. Nothing. Name me one thing. Please don't tell me wine, because if you drink it, use it, it's destroyed. Once you open that bottle, that's it. You leave it, it's called vinegar. Not after that, not wine. And this is what women fail to understand. So, like I said in 2 previous videos, even the young girls are not getting attention from men. So we, my friends, our society is in trouble.
Do you think men prefer a natural body or a BBL? BBL. 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 Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural. 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 Natural.
Listen, ladies, I know it's a hard pill to swallow because you've been brainwashed by this whole feminist crap. You have been lied to so hard that it's hard for you to switch your brain around to realize, okay, if I want a man in my life, I have to actually change. I have to now switch my thinking. But what I fear more than anything else is that the women who have gone through their whole phase and have released that a maximum amount of dopamine and that amount of oxytocin, where she can't even bond properly with a man, you have a problem. You have a problem now bonding with one man because you've experienced so many men at one time, and that is exciting. That is a lot of hormones that you've produced and excitement. You've had a taste of the drug, my friend. It's going to be very difficult for you to go cold turkey with one guy. That is my biggest fear for a lot of you modern women. I teach my daughters, I said, listen, it is in your best interest to discipline yourself to not have men before you're married. It is in your best interest. If you want long-term happiness with a man, that is your best bet. Focus on having relationships, not sex. Focus on getting to know and to understand men. Do not focus on the sexual part of it. And I try my best to teach them at home how to be subservient to the daddy. It's just difficult because in schools, they're getting influenced by so many other minds. It's hard. I can't imagine if I was raising them over in the western part of the world, how much harder it would be. This is how it is in the Middle East. They still have this whole mentality that, oh, boys, men, ew. So I'm trying my best. They're surrounded by kids who have influential parents. It's difficult. Listen, I'd love your feedback. I am keeping this one short as well. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you're experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing as a father. And you women don't realize how bad it will get out there, because men have woken up and realized that they're not getting a good deal. They're not. So guess what? You'll end up like this woman here, 60 years old. All right? 60, my friends. I'm not 60 yet. Let's hear what she has to say. And this is how arrogant women are. And this is why single women keep other women single. She's at the end. She's at the end of her life. Okay? She got a good 25 years left. Yeah. The average person lives to around 77 to 79 years old for women, I think. Okay? Listen to this.
But the question is, when do you settle? When do you compromise? Or do you at all? As for me, I've been single a pretty long time. Never thought it would be this long. I have to admit, when I got divorced a long time ago, I was a little arrogant. I was in my mid-30s, and I knew it was a good catch.
At least she freaking admits it. I was a little arrogant. Because this is what you hear from all of the women in their 30s, their 20s and 30s. They think they're hot shit, in that they could just walk out of one relationship and just jump straight into a next, right? And they're going to find another great man. Listen, in today's dating market, men are not only the prize, they're the freaking lottery. They're the damn lottery ticket. You know how hard it is for a person to win a lottery ticket these days? That's how bad it is. Because channels like this and tons of other male channels are warning men of the dire consequences of meeting a woman like this, who will leave your ass once you have built yourself, take half of your shit, right, and walk away. It's not worth it, gentlemen, in today's modern society, to get involved with modern women in the West.
Good woman, educated, great career, amazing mom, and I was a great wife. Cook, clean, do all that. So I kind of was a little arrogant and thought, oh, it's no problem. I'm going to be married in 2 to 3 years. Well, it's been a long, long time. And honestly, not even gotten close. And so sometimes, like a lot of women in my situation that I've talked to, that you ask yourself, well, when do you give up? When do you give up on finding the one? Or do you? As for me, I go back and forth. Sometimes I go, well, I just need to be with Mr. Right Now. Doesn't give me butterflies, but he's a good man. He's nice. He likes me. Don't have much in common, but he calls, so I talk to him. Or sometimes you've got the one that gives you butterflies, but he's unreliable and not dependable. He's broke. You got to take him out to dinner. We've all done that. Those are never sustaining long-term relationships. So the question is, do you compromise? Well, where I am right now today, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to compromise. I'm waiting. I'm going to stay optimistic. It gets hard staying optimistic this long.
You don't have a choice.
But I'm going to stay optimistic.
Listen, man, it's insane how stupid women can be when it comes to negotiating with a man, right? When do you compromise? The thing is, all relationships, you have to compromise. That's the reality of every single freaking relationship. Compromise, compromise, compromise. When you go into any business deal, there is no way that you're going to get 100% of what you want. That means the other person isn't getting anything of value. Don't you understand what compromise does? When you compromise with an individual, it basically says, hey, listen, you're going to get certain things from me and I'm going to get certain things from you. Women have this idea that just their presence alone is enough. Hell no. Every man knows that a woman is a liability 90% of the time. A liability. Women don't grow men. Women wait for men who have grown, who have built. Women don't build men. They don't grow men. They wait at the finish line and they pick the winners. That's what she's trying to do with her 60-year-old ass self. Who the hell is going to marry a 60-year-old? 60. You know who? A man who's 75. A man who's 70. Because even another 60-year-old isn't going to want that. I'm almost 60. I do not want another 60-year-old woman. No, hell no. If I wasn't married to my wife, who's 4 years younger than me, right, I wouldn't want another woman her age. I told my wife, listen, if I met you today at your age, just right now, there was no way I would find you attractive. But because you came up with me, right, you were there for the last 20 years, I find you attractive still there, because attraction is something that also grows on you. So women, you got to understand, you can't expect to not compromise, because that simply means that you want 100% from the man and the man is getting nothing. Which freaking idiot would take that deal? None. And the issue is what you don't see is you don't want an idiot. You don't want a sucker. He don't get you wet. Okay? The sucker is the one that is going to actually do everything that you want. He does not get you wet. She said it right there. The guy that makes her tingle, and it blows my mind that a 60-year-old woman is still talking about getting the butterflies. It's a freaking childish thinking. That is, and this brings me to another point. Women are supposed to be the mature ones. Women are the ones that are supposed to be mature and level-headed before men. Please tell me a 60-year-old woman who's talking about, I'm not willing to settle and it doesn't make me tingle. Tell me if that's mature behavior. Even I, in my 30s, realized that was a mistake. This woman is twice that age and she's still acting like a child. Because my second wife was all about, oh, she made me tingle, right? And I advise men, if you're looking for this spark and all of this shit, you're doomed. Ladies, there's no such thing as a spark. I told you in one video previously. A spark shines bright and then it dissipates. It goes out. You got to look for the flame. You got to look for that fire, steady, it burning regularly, right? It's a reliable fire that keeps you warm and fuzzy at night. It keeps you comfortable. That's what you got to look for. You got to look for that warm, cozy fire. No, just nice and warm. You can snuggle in it, secure. You know that it'll keep you fed, right? You can cook on it. It'll keep you warm. It'll keep you secure. It'll keep the animals off. That's what fire does. Sparks don't. Sparks light up, boom, disappear. You're in the dark again. So, guys, please, especially you ladies, stop looking for the damn spark. The spark is an illusion, and it's a childish fairy tale that you've been told that you need, and it will destroy you. It will keep you single. You will be 60 years old, still about, oh, I'm not compromising because I don't feel the spark. Like this woman. Listen, she will die alone. She will end up on her own. She will literally stay on her own for the rest of her life. Unless some poor, really desperate man comes along. One of the oldest guys that calls in on my channel, he's 77 years old. 77. You know that he have women anywhere between the ages of 35 to 51 who are interested in him. He's a widower. His wife died. He's back on the market. He's on the sites, and those are the women that are coming to him. Those are the women that he is attracting. He's retired. So, of course, you know, a lot of those young girls, they're looking for that security. He's not a bad-looking guy. The guy can do 15 pull-ups. He runs. He's in great shape, right? He got his shit together. He's still able to hold things up. Point is that, gentlemen, if you stay in shape and you keep your shit together, you will be desired late into life. A 60-year-old woman? No, not gonna happen. A 77-year-old man? Yes. That's the difference between men and women. But gentlemen, you gotta keep it tight. Your physical health, your money up, and your prowess. You gotta keep those things running like a well-oiled machine. Okay? So guys, listen, man. I wanted to play one more clip.
The man who taught me what love looked like, he just got married not so long ago. But the reason why we didn't work out is because he was broke.
Well, his wife now is fine with that.
He worshiped the ground I walked on.
But
And he taught me patience. And he really taught me how to damn near love me. Taught me how to cook.
But
he was chasing a dream of being a musician. He wanted to be a singer in a boy group. I supported that, everything. But I'm like, he had 2 kids. And I'm just like, you do need to support yourself. Like, you need to make some type of money. He was getting like a $50, $100 allowance from his manager. I was like, drive for Pizza Hut at night. I don't care. Just
so is
make
he
some
still
money.
trying to chase this musician dream?
He just found the woman for him.
Okay, so it didn't work out financially wise. Everything else, if he had the money, would it have worked out?
Yes.
Okay.
It would have. And if I would have met him today, it would work out.
What's the difference?
The difference is I was broke too at the time. Like, I was barely making it by myself. And so I was like, I feel like I don't want a man in my house. And we both, like, that don't make my vagina wet. You feel me? Like, that don't turn me on.
Okay, so now since you're good for yourself, financially,
yeah.
You're saying now it would have worked. So you're saying you wouldn't mind supporting him.
Now I could appreciate the love that he brings, but I still don't want him to be broke.
Women will never learn. Here she is talking about a man who she totally dismissed because he was not financially viable. And I got it, especially if he had 2 other kids. So I have to be on her side in this position, in this respect. So I just want you guys and ladies to understand that, hey, sometimes a woman have to make a different decision because it's always betting on the best man that the woman can find, right? But men still bring value outside of bringing money. And because we're now living in a new era where women are earning more, she now realized, oh gosh, I have built myself up, but I still can't find a man because this man showed me amazing love. Now I can't find a man that would bring that to me. She don't need a man with the money, but she needs a man who would bring her the level of love that this guy showed her. And I played this one clip, which is just to show you guys that, listen, this whole culture that we live in is complex. There are good women out there who want a man who cannot find the right man for her because women look for the best possible man and try to stick with him for as long as he stays the best man. That's a whole other story. So my point is, gentlemen, there are still good women out there, but you got to understand how women make decisions. If I was in her position, would I want a guy that treats me well, but he was irresponsible and have 2 other kids out there in the ether that he has to support? He can't even support himself properly on the money that she's talking about. Yeah, she might love him, but yeah, she got to make a decision. So I'm just showing you the other side of the fence, gentlemen, that there are women out there who will not pick you for the right reasons. That's the best way to say it. All right, guys. So listen, hit that subscription button. Okay, turn on the notification bell. And of course, get me over on Instagram. Book a session on askanolderman.com. Let's have a conversation. All right. So remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. It's the best thing to do. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.